Hiya. Thanks for tuning in. It's Susan here again. It's Sunday, August 4th, just before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, UK time. Um, I'll admit to being amongst those labelled conspiracy theorists. And it may well be that I've just come up with my own conspiracy theory, but so many of our theories have turned out to be right over the past few years, are coming to light now. Um, some say because of the astrology, some say it's the timing's right. Who knows? But certainly a lot of our theories that were thought to be conspiracies are coming to light. And I've been joining dots, and it may well be that I've added two and two and got five. But it's up to you watching this to let me know what you think. I'm not going to say that I'm right. I'm just saying, here's my theory, conspiracy theory or not. And it centres round, of course, and I'm not going to be able to say his name right. Uh, if I find it, I might. Yeah, Axel Rudakubiana's involvement with the horrendous attack in Southport. Nobody can dispute just how horrid that was. But I'm now beginning to think that this is a complete setup. Um, there's no obvious link being given between this lad and the uh, kids that were attacked. And we have to remember that it's not just the three who unfortunately didn't survive the attack. There were others involved in that as well, and their families and lives will also be affected, and the kids here ever after. But it, the things I've sort of added up was the link between him and the BBC. And there is a link. He was originally involved in TV shows being pulled from uh, a list of budding actors. And now, of course, the BBC have pulled him from an advert for children in need, which is fair enough, but it further emphasises the fact that there is a BBC connection there. And we all know what the BBC has been bringing to light over the past while, and a lot that it didn't bother bringing to light for way too long. The other interesting thing that connects him with our government is that he's from Rwandan parents. And of course, we're giving huge amounts of money to Rwanda at the moment, supposedly that they'll take our asylum seekers off our hands. I really can't see how that was work. Can we not just. Anyway, that's by the by. That's another story, right? That is definitely another story. But it's another connection with our government, with the state. Um, and I'm beginning to think that he was chosen or manipulated, psyops, whatever you want to call it, to carry this out. The fact that he was just shy of 18 meant that when it was happened, the courts could not release any details because he was a minor. That gave time for somebody to report on X. I wish they hadn't changed Twitter's name. It used to be easy. Some twit tweeted on Twitter, and now you've got to say some Xist X on X. Anyway, somebody put a message out on X to say that he was actually from asylum seekers, illegal immigrants, call them what you like. So over the past wee while, the past days, there's been riots because a lot of these communities where asylum seekers, I'm not going to call them asylum seekers because I do believe an awful lot of them are illegal immigrants, illegal in that they haven't followed the correct route to come into this country if they do want to seek asylum. They've just arrived. But anyway, the government are putting them out across the country in very large numbers. It's affecting the balance, if you like, in the communities, and the communities are already angry, rightly or wrongly. They're already angry. And I remember somebody once saying to me that if you're in a foreign country, you should be an ambassador for that country. In other words, you should behave in such a way not to throw any negative light on the country that you're from. You should be a good visitor, in other words. And certainly that's not happening. And the government's reaction isn't encouraging that by providing them with shelter and giving them an allocation of funds to manage themselves. So a lot of people are rightly getting a bit upset at that, but certainly the energy in the communities is running negatively. So the minute the message appears, apparently it's an erroneous message, appears on X about him being asylum seekers, it sparks the fuel that's already there in the communities. The minute you start getting protests, of course, you get agitators, paid or otherwise, but encouraged. And you see this because they're all cowards. They've got masks on and balaclavas and so on, and they're running amok to encourage or to further agitate and to further throw sparks. And it's as if they're the kindling. You know, the fire's already set, and these agitators are setting as a kindling just to get the sparks moving. And once the sparks start moving, it's really difficult to control these people who are already worked up and agitated. And then, of course, the government goes, "Oh, we're not having this. If you don't like what we're doing, you just better shut up." So they they put out legislation to say that these people are going to be come down heavily because how dare they be racist? They're not. They're just trying to protect their own environment as they see fit, regardless of race or colour or whatever. But anyway, that again is for another story. But the agitators are sent in. The worst thing that happened, well, no, that's not true. But one of the horrendous things that happened during lockdown was this introduction of masks. And now folk think it's all right and acceptable to wear masks. So all the bad people um, find it quite acceptable to wear masks. And nobody says boo to them because, well, it's now like an acceptable part of society to wear a mask. But these guys are going in with their masks on, further agitating things, adding fuel to the fire. Police are coming in. They, of course, are the line of resistance, so folk are hitting them. But anyway, that's me getting off the bit. But I think I am thinking that this is all a setup. This lad was chosen by answers on a postcard, please. But it certainly happened in America and at various stages of riots where Soros was paying people to go in, and the same people were caught on video at various stages. So it will be interesting to see if somebody smarter than me can pull all these videos together and see if the same agitators are going round the country um, stirring these things up. But the people have lost a voice, and this is the only way they see reacting. The agitators are coming in and kicking off. But I do think it's a setup by the cabal, by the elite. I don't know what you would call them, but I think it's a setup in Britain at the moment to get all this flared up. Where's it going to end? I don't know. I really don't know. I just hope it ends soon because whilst I know that people are getting angry because they're fearful for their communities, we have to believe that, you know, love and forgiveness is eventually going to find its way to to bring a purity back in our communities. Um, yeah, unfortunately, there's not enough light workers. Well, there probably are enough light workers, but it's not obvious that it's working. So let's hope that the light workers are working, feeding love into ley lines into communities, and we can pull this route through rather than all this horrendous negativity that's happening at the moment. So, my message yet again: live, love, and be happy if you can. Try and forgive. See you again. If you think this might um, help any others, then obviously share. But I'm no here trying to make money out of these things. I'm just finding a way of putting my thoughts together. So thanks for listening. See you again. Bye.